I don't remember what my duties were in the hospital we were operating those first few days, maybe even a couple, 3 weeks. Don't really remember. But whatever it was, it didn't make much of an impression on me because I don't remember just what those duties were. But it hadn't been there very long, and a couple of officers were rotating, and a going-away party was being held at a very nice Japanese restaurant. Well, you went in and you sat literally on the floor. I think you did have a cushion there to cushion our soft behinds that weren't used to sitting on the floor. But the table was only, I don't think it was more than 12, 15 inches off the floor. And you're sitting there with your legs out there underneath the table. And before the party really got started, in fact, before the party date, Captain Garvin had told me that the registrar of the hospital is leaving, and I'm appointing you to be a successor, so I want you to get in there with him and learn as much as you can from him, because you're going to be in charge when he leaves. Very good. I'd worked in the A&D office there at Letterman, so that made sense to me. But what I didn't know was that another lieutenant that apparently had been there a little longer than I had wanted that job, and wanted it badly, and was quite upset that he wasn't going to get it or didn't get it. So here we are at a party for the gentlemen that are rotating, and that lieutenant, I'll skip his last name and just say Marvin, from New York City, was ticked off, and before the actual first round of food was served, we were served little jiggers, looked to me like jiggers, that I'd seen in bars for whiskey when they'd measure and mix the drinks, of sake. Well, I tasted that stuff, and that, I don't drink anyway, and it certainly didn't have any appeal to me whatsoever. But Marvin was over there putting them down, and before we even were served the food, he is sick and vomiting and fouling up the whole party with his vomit and stench. Not a good way to get along with the troops. But they drug him away, and the Japanese people, the maids and so on, came in and cleaned up, and we had a very nice party. One of the things that I remember most about that was that they served us sukiyaki. I had never heard of sukiyaki, and I couldn't imagine what the heck is this egg. I was dumb enough, I thought probably it was a boiled egg over here in this little container. What's that all about? Well, come to find out that what that's all about is you break that, stir it up, and you take your sukiyaki. If you're good, you use the chopsticks. Thank God they gave us an option like I could use a fork. But dip your sukiyaki in there, and ooh, I like that taste. Oh, that was good. And to this day, I like sukiyaki with the raw egg. And I like almost raw eggs in other dishes. And everybody keeps telling me you're going to end up with salmonella and so on, but so far, no problem. But anyway, it was a great party for everybody except Marvin. And our two friends then rotated, and I, the next day, was the registrar of the hospital for the 187th Regimental Combat Team.